Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls. How's everybody doing? I want to welcome you all to Ocean View Pavilion's Performing Arts Theater by the beach. And to let you know, my name is Sharon Claris, and I have been a resident here at Hueneme Beach for over 40 years, and would like to sincerely thank the management of Ocean View Pavilion for the past 19 years for giving back to the communities of Ventura County. I've had the opportunity to bring in incredible entertainment into this venue, diverse culture, artists, musics, and concerts, all to each and every one of you, including providing this incredible venue to the city of Port Hueneme and the Port Hueneme Police Department to enjoy without any type of expectations whatsoever. I didn't know if they'd be putting this on the back screen or not, but what we're going to do, we're going to be live streaming this concert. So rather than me telling you, put those phones down, turn them off, I want you to get them back out. Get out those phones. We're going to live stream this nationally. So please go ahead, text your family, your friends, the ones that couldn't make it today. Let them know that we're going to be live streaming this on oceanviewpavilion.com. So it's oceanviewpavilion.com. This whole concert's going to be live streamed, so they can go ahead and enjoy it in their home and their den and enjoy it with other family and friends. So, ladies and gentlemen, we as Americans should never, ever take our armed forces for granted, especially the ones in the front lines who are putting their lives in immense danger on a daily basis. My friends, they are truly our American heroes, and we salute their courage, their strength, their integrity, and bravery, fighting endlessly for our freedoms that we so enjoy today. And I can't think of a better way to celebrate our nation's liberties than to be here this afternoon with you. So thanks again for coming out and joining us today. And we also need to think about not only our folks that are fighting on the front lines, but we're also never ever to forget our law enforcement, our firefighters, our first responders, for their support, their dedication, and their commitment to keeping us safe. Yes, absolutely. I would like to dedicate this concert and thank and give them much gratitude and dedicate this concert to all of those people right now. So I have a question for you. May I have all the veterans in this house please stand? I know you're there. Wow, this is so awesome. It is so important. I'm so happy you're here, and it's so important for you, for your service, and I want to thank you for everything that you've done for bringing much peace to us in the world. Now, we have a very special dignitary in the audience today, and before I get to him, I found that just a little while ago, we have got the Brigadier General from the 146th Airlift Wing, Dan Pemberton, and his wife, Rose. Please stand. We also have former Brigadier General Tony Vellante and his beautiful wife, Barbara. There they are. We have the Wing Commander, Colonel Chris Doherty. Where are you, Chris? Please stand. And then the President of the 146th Wing Association, Chief Master Sergeant Rick Onsgaard. There he is right there. Well, this next very special dignitary, he not only surfs, but he also leads for over 5 years the weekly Saturday Hueneme Beach cleanup. Obtaining a BA in Business and Communication, he served as the Director of Risk Management for the Oxnard Junior High School District for over 20 years. And he's very, very much engaged with our youth community. And for over 7 years, he's been teaching Risk Management 101 to the students of the Port Hueneme Logistics class. He was elected to City Council in 2016 and again in 2022, currently serving as council member. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a nice, warm welcome to Council Member Stephen Gama.
Thank you, Sharon. It's my honor and great privilege to introduce to you our 2023 Mayor, Bobby Martinez.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this wonderful event. I'm honored to be here today as the mayor of our city. And I'm so excited to be part of this celebration of music and community. I would like to take a moment to welcome the Air National Guard Band of the West Coast. This talented group of musicians has been entertaining audiences for years with their skillful performances and dedication of their craft. They are a true credit to the military and a source of pride for all of us. Today, I want to express my deep appreciation for the men and women who serve in the military. They sacrifice so much to keep our country safe, and they embody the very best of our American spirit. Music has the power to bring people together and to create a sense of community. And I am so grateful to have the Air National Guard Band of the West Coast here with us today to share their musical talents. So let's give them a round of applause. And let's enjoy this beautiful performance. Thank you all for being here today, and have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Bobby. Let's give him a nice round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And here to speak with us today, please welcome Mary Tuluzzi from the Wounded Warrior Project, ladies and gentlemen.
There are so many servicemen and women in our nation today who don the uniform and make us proud. We are so very proud of them. And throughout the generations, my family has been proud of those who served in Korea, those who served in Vietnam, and in today's conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan. On September 25th of 2006, my youngest son, a 22-year-old sergeant, a helicopter electrician that was at Camp Taji in Iraq, was severely wounded. The insurgents had launched mortars and everything over the aviation wall where they worked, where they rested, where they exercised, where they did everything. And my son was standing next to his locker when a fourth explosion took place right outside their pod, and shrapnel ripped through the building. And one piece of shrapnel, the size of a quarter, caught my son behind the right ear, penetrated his skull, entered his brain, and ricocheted. And as a mom who's notified that she is on standby for Germany, I was ready and yet scared to death because I did not know what to expect. I did not know what was expected of me. I did not know what I would find. That one piece of shrapnel lodged in the center of his head had crossed both hemispheres. The CT scans showed pools of darkness, and the pools of darkness showed me that my journey was going to be tough. But I remembered the first time that I changed him and I dressed him, and he was a baby, but now he's 22 years old, and I'm going to do the same thing. Because you see, he was in a complete coma, and because of wonderful parents, other parents who fought for their sons and daughters, because they searched for a different path, not accepting the status quo, I wound up taking Daniel to Kessler Rehab in New Jersey, which was number 2 in the nation at that time for traumatic brain injuries. And what we did is we went from a complete coma to a semi-comatose state where I dropped the phone and he turned his head in that direction, where I caught him staring at the ceiling, wondering where he was, and immediately went into dialogue. Do you know where you are, how far we've come? Dan, this has just begun. And the excitement that I felt, like, oh my God, if I have this little gift of icy wakefulness, how great that is. And you see, that facility was not about keeping them heavily medicated. As a matter of fact, it was a holistic approach to traumatic brain injuries. Number 2 in the nation, giving services like physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech, an hour each every day. Dan and I eventually made it home. And my brother, a Marine in Vietnam who served 3 tours, made sure that his home was being built while I was with Daniel. And we transitioned him into his home in 2009, January 1st to be exact. And I remember waiting for that moment to take him home, have the services brought there for him, have the people that were going to be working with him. I knew it. I knew what to put in place. On February 28th of 2009, after difficulty with motility, being able to digest his food, Daniel died. And I remember thinking to myself, what is this journey about? Why did this happen to us? What am I supposed to do with this information? Oh my God, my journey was just so hectic, so full of situations. I can't keep that all to myself. And I sat in darkness for about 7 months, and then eventually someone asked me to do fundraising, and guess for who? For Wounded Warrior Project. And I said, absolutely. And on the 3rd year, she asked me to be her speaker. She goes, Mary, you have to bring it home. You have to tell the nation what you've been through. And I thought, oh my God, how can I do that? And through going through that process with her, she was the first person to pull me out of my home and give me purpose. And I ran with it. She couldn't get rid of me for 3 years. It was so much fun, and I thought to myself, oh, I needed to breathe. I could just feel that tightness in my chest releasing. And we met Wounded Warrior Project again. We traveled there to meet their headquarters in Florida. And I saw everybody. I saw all the warriors that were not only engaging, but were actually working with Wounded Warrior Project. And I thought, oh my God, this is it. This is my platform. This is where I get to tell other moms and dads what I've been through so they don't have to go through the same thing. I have to tell them that the private sector has the best care for them, and they deserve that. There's no other population in this nation that deserves that attention other than our military. And I just thought, wow, what a great way to raise awareness and let you know, let every mom and dad know here in this audience that your son and daughter, that you yourselves, if you have served, are not alone. I had that Vietnam brother who approached me and said, there was nothing for us when we came home. And I said, but do you remember what you vowed? And he said, what's that? That it would never happen to another generation as long as you were alive. That graced me with just the motion and the intention and the necessity to come out here and let you know that Wounded Warrior Project started out taking care of the warrior. Then they added the caregiver. And now they've added the family. And now they've added the MST, military sexual trauma, that all these young people are going through today. And I want you to know that there are resources and that I don't have to sit here and list them for you. It's woundedwarriorproject.org. And if you check the website, just know that anyone who is active duty right now, anyone who has been injured, can connect, and they have a source. They have a resource that will talk to them if they just need to chat about something, or they have services and everything available that was never there before. I watched it grow with my own 2 eyes. I watched Wounded Warrior Project take action. I watched them not accept the status quo, and I watched them at first to design programs and also now to associate themselves with people who think of the same way, that we have to get these things done. We have to get our young men and women involved. We have to provide the services that they need. And that includes living life to the fullest. It's not just a Band-Aid. It's a way of living your life successfully and once again being a true member of your community and functioning at the best level you can. You don't have to believe me, but I believe myself because I've seen it, and I'm so lucky to be in their presence every time we get together. So I hope you guys understand how important it is to reach out to you and say, do you need help? WoundedWarriorProject.org. Our mission is to honor and empower wounded warriors across this great nation. I thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Mary. What an inspiration. Thank you so much. And I just want to let everybody know that this concert could not have taken place without local sponsorships. And we would like to thank once again the city of Port Hueneme, that's also known as the Friendly City by the Sea. And a big thank you to a team of supporters from the VC Reporter, the Holiday Inn, Port Hueneme, and Ocean View Pavilion's incredible crew. I want to thank each and every one of them for bringing this amazing concert to you. So again, thank you so much for coming out. Please, at this time, go ahead, sit back, relax, and may I present to you, under the direction of their commander and conductor, the Air National Guard Band of the West Coast, ladies and gentlemen.
For 100 years, the California National Guard has organized, trained, and equipped soldiers and airmen to serve the state of California and this great nation. From wildfires to civil unrest and to the fight against COVID-19. California and the United States of America can always count on the Hollywood Guard forever. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able for the presentation of the colors by your very own Air Force Junior ROTC and Oxnard High School Color Guard and the playing of our national anthem. by Master Sergeant Sarah Kumazawa. Please be seated. Hi, I'm Master Sergeant Eric Granados, the First Sergeant for the Air Guard Band of the West Coast and your MC for this afternoon. Please welcome our commander of the 146th Airlift Wing, Colonel Christopher F. Daughtry.
Well, good afternoon, distinguished visitors, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Colonel Chris Daugherty, the commander of the 146th Airlift Wing, and it is my distinct honor to introduce our performers today and talk a little bit more about what we do as a military organization. Co-located right here in this community with Naval Base Ventura County Point Mugu, the 146th Airlift Wing, affectionately known as the Hollywood Guard, is your local Air National Guard installation. Hollywood Guard derives partly from our former location at Van Nuys Airport, right behind the Hollywood Hills, and our rich history supporting the Southern California film and television industry. Outside of our, quote, celebrity status, the 146th Airlift Wing is a combat-ready organization prepared to support the U.S. and allied forces in the event of a national military contingency by providing tactical airlift, contingency response, and mission support functionality across a variety of domains. Now, what does all that military jargon mean? Well, as I was rehearsing this intro with my wife last night, she reminded me of the KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid. So, in a nutshell, our wing's primary mission is to transport and deliver personnel, equipment, and supplies to where it's needed most. Serving as part of the California National Guard, the 146th Airlift Wing's aircraft, the newest version of the C-130 Hercules, are infinitely reconfigurable for a variety of support missions to include resupply, disaster response, humanitarian relief, aeromedical evacuation, and our specialty, wildland aerial firefighting with our modular airborne firefighting system, also called MAFS. 146th Airlift Wing personnel are embedded in communities throughout California. Our citizen airmen are expertly trained, properly equipped, and professionally developed to be ready at a moment's notice to provide critical airlift, humanitarian assistance, and life-saving domestic operations response in cooperation with state and federal agencies. We take great pride in our Air National Guard's family's abilities to quickly leverage our unique full-time skill set with a majority part-time force. Some of the wing's highlights over the last 3 years include airlifting over 400 life-saving ventilators to various locations on the East Coast during the height of the global pandemic, augmenting state nursing homes and hospitals with embedded medical support teams, supporting large-scale vaccination centers across our state, serving over 1 million meals at local food banks to over 345,000 families in need, transporting over 1,500 personnel in less than 24 hours to multiple locations across California in response to unprecedented state civil unrest, augmenting the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office with trained professionals, flying over 232 sorties, dropping over 5 million gallons of fire retardant during some of the busiest fire seasons in California history, volunteering to augment state and local fire agencies as ground-based fire hand crews, collectively saving more than $185 billion in property damage, and finally, supporting ongoing global peacekeeping and anti-terrorism operations throughout the world. As you can see, the 146th Airlift Wing embodies the spirit and essence of the citizen airman, balancing the operational demands of today's global mobility operations and dedicated service to the state of California. Part of that service to California involves activities outside of the Wing's specific global mobility mission. Air National Guard bands, and specifically the Air National Guard Band of the West Coast, perform such a task. They support the global force by providing musical products and services to the Air National Guard and the worldwide community. They produce programs to boost the esprit de corps of military members, assisting in recruiting programs, and promote positive community relations throughout the United States. They also assist in educating those outside of the military about the mission of our wing and provide examples within the community about duty, sacrifice, and dedication. Air National Guard bands enjoy a rich history of service to the Air Force. Most were constituted as active duty bands in the Army Air Corps during World War II. The Air National Guard Band of the West Coast traces its history to October 1941 with the formation of the 62nd Army Air Force Band in Augusta, Georgia. There are 11 Air Force bands located throughout the world, 5 of which are in the Air National Guard. Our band belongs to our state's National Guard. The Governor of California is the Commander-in-Chief, and the State Adjutant General is responsible for supervising band operations to ensure that performances are spread equitably, supporting Air National Guard units throughout the band's area of responsibility. Ours serves the following states: California, Idaho, Montana, Nevada, Oregon, Utah, and Wyoming. They also participate in an annual 2-week summer tour. During this annual tour, the band functions as an active duty band, rehearsing, traveling, and performing on a temporary full-time basis. Past tours have included performances in Alaska, Australia, British Columbia, and the Dominican Republic. The Air National Guard Band of the West Coast provides a wide spectrum of musical support for events that enhance the morale, motivation, and esprit de corps of our airmen. They also foster public trust and support, aid in recruiting initiatives, and promote our national interests at home and abroad. All of our Air National Guard musicians are part-time military members with full-time civilian careers. The band is composed of citizen airmen whose civilian occupations range from professional musicians and music educators to computer programmers, accountants, engineers, and law enforcement officers. They rehearse and perform 1 weekend a month and perform an annual concert tour. Air National Guard bands are the perfect opportunity for musicians interested in serving their communities, state, nation, on a part-time basis. Now, I'll admit, when I first joined the Hollywood Guard, I had no idea we even had a band within our wing. But over the last 13 years, of my career, I've had the opportunity to listen and witness the supreme talents of our musicians as they have performed at various ceremonies and events across our wing. Every time I hear them, I think to myself, man, they are good. Within our band, there are different performance ensembles to include the ceremonial marching band, the woodwind quintet, known as the Serpentine Winds, the saxophone quintet, known as the Golden Tones, the Dixieland band, known as the Dixieland Tailgaters, the jazz combo, the pop band, known as the Groove Guardians, and the rock band, known as the Shockwaves. Each section has their own unique talents, but when they collectively come together to perform, it is truly a magical experience. Now, I know you are all very excited to hear what they can do, so without further ado, it is my great pleasure and honor to introduce the commander of the 146th Airlift Wing's Air National Guard Band of the West Coast, Major Silas Huff. Thank you.
Thank you. That was the theme to Steven Spielberg's comedy 1941, starring Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi, John Candy, and a host of other stars. But did you know the composer, John Williams, began his musical career in the United States Air Force? After basic training completion at Lackland Air Force Base in 1951, Airman Williams was assigned to 3 different Air Force bands, where he served as a pianist, brass player, and arranger, before going on to compose epic film scores to movies like Jaws, Star Wars, Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, and the Harry Potter franchises. 10 years earlier, at the outset of the World War II, the musical megastar Glenn Miller was earning $20,000 a week when General Hap Arnold offered him a commission in the U.S. Army Air Forces. Captain Miller soon shipped out to England to support the Allied fight against the Nazis in 1942. Captain Miller composed a swing version of Frank White Meacham's popular march, American Patrol. The original march, composed 60 years earlier, contained a mix of original tunes and American patriotic songs, but Captain Miller's version breathed new life into it, with the same style that made In the Mood and Moonlight Serenade enormous hits. Please enjoy our rendition of Glenn Miller's American Patrol. John Williams and Glenn Miller were not the only business heroes to join the Air Force. In 1943, Henry Mancini met Captain Glenn Miller in New Jersey and dropped out of the Juilliard School of Music to join the fight in Europe. After the war, Airman Mancini went on to record more than 90 albums and compose music for 29 film scores and dozens of TV shows. In all, Henry Mancini won a Golden Globe, 4 Oscars, and 20 Grammy Awards. Now, you can enjoy one of Mancini's most famous TV show themes, the Peter Gunn theme. So I know we mentioned this before, but how many people here have social media accounts? Let's go ahead and raise their hands. I don't have one, so that's why I gotta ask. Got it. So just a reminder again to let everyone know that we're streaming live on both the Ocean View Pavilion and Facebook Live. So please enjoy our Western medley. Well, we hope you've been enjoying our program this far for the last 20 minutes. Thank you. And just a reminder, we are the 562nd Air Force Band, and this is our concert band. So, if you've enjoyed it so far, we hope you can divert your attention a little bit elsewhere while we set up for our next group. We're going to showcase for you one of our many capabilities, featuring Senior Master Sergeant Gerald Lockwood on trumpet. There you go. Tech Sergeant Brandon Marino on the other trumpet. Master Sergeant Brian Hollett on French horn. Tech Sergeant Eric Quintanilla on the tuba. And Master Sergeant Jeffrey Gould on the trombone. Together, they form Guardian Brass. Thank you. Enjoy.
Can we turn this on?
That's on. Take it.
Is this on? I have
You
the
take
vocal.
mine.
Do I need a sound guy to turn it on? Give me that.
I'll just swap it with this one.
Pardon? Is this one on? Oh. Hey, so who out there's been watching the Avengers series? Maybe Captain Marvel, Captain America, all right? So, Captain America reaches back into World War II area. There's a really nice song that they've brought back from then. They're using it now. And going back to the wing commander's comment about kiss, kiss me once, kiss me twice. So this little tune here is a revival. It's been a long, long time, so we're going to dedicate that to all the folks that, they go out into their deployments, whether it's old time or our modern day deployments. They miss their families. Families at home miss them. So this is dedicated to all of them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I really appreciate it. That's a beautiful tune. It's one of my mom's favorite tunes. And I forgot to mention, you know, you can get up and stretch. The dance floor's open. This next one, I don't know if I name this line, I think some of you might get it. Play it again, Sam. Did I hear it? Casablanca. All right, play it again, Sam. So, as some of our duties, we do a little strike force. We can consider ourselves in the band, right? So we might go to a change of command, opening new building dedications, new squadrons. Sometimes we'd like to pull this one out for retirements. This one is As Time Goes By. So they said I could have 3 tunes. So this is our encore. So I don't who knows the Toy Story setup? All right? Woody, Buzz, and the gang, lots of friends, right? And we are your Air Guard band of Port Wayne Navy, right in your backyard. We are your friends, and this song here is You've Got a Friend in Me. I hope you enjoy it.
Musical mics. We're going to be musical mics tonight. Thank you, everyone. Now I'd like to welcome back to the stage for America the Beautiful, followed by Defying Gravity, our very own Master Sergeant Sarah Kumazawa.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm Master Sergeant Sarah Kumazawa. We just wanted to say thank you very much for being here today. We hope you're enjoying the concert. And good, I'm glad. Very enthusiastic, so thank you again. And you know, Port Hueneme is our home. This is our backyard. And speaking of home, we all go home at the end of this weekend, as Colonel Doherty was telling you all. You know, we're members of the National Guard, so we have civilian careers as well. None of us are full-timers, actually, in this group. We're all part-time. So we have teachers, we have professional musicians, we have business owners, construction workers, nurses, we've got it all. So if you see anybody out in your community that's in the National Guard, just remember they're doing double duty. They might even have a different career in the Guard from what they do in their civilian life. So we have some really talented people and dedicated people. So thank you again for having us, and thank a National Guards member for their service if you see somebody soon. Thank you.
Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts. Close my eyes and leave. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. I'm through accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know. Too long I've been afraid of losing love. I guess I've lost. Well, if that's love, it comes at much too high a cost. I swear by defying gravity. Kiss me goodbye. I'm defying gravity, and you can't hold me down. Unlimited. My future is unlimited. And I've just had a vision, almost like a prophecy. I know it sounds truly crazy, and true, the vision's hazy. But I swear someday I'll be up in the sky, flying so high, defying gravity. They'll never pull me down. So if you can't
Wow. She was talking about nurses. She's a registered nurse, by the way, right here in Ventura County. So, music can do wonders. Defying gravity is much harder than Master Sergeant Kumasawa makes it sound, by the way. In fact, all our service members and veterans and families as well know this all too well. But right now, currently, there are more than 108,000 Air Guardsmen and more than 1,000 Air Guard aircraft in support out there in Air Force operations around the world, on all 7 continents. In fact, with the new threats in cyberspace and outer space, there are more opportunities than ever to help out. So if you know anyone that's looking for an opportunity to do something greater than themselves, we have great news. We are hiring. Not only pilots and flight crew members, but paralegals, medical personnel, intelligence experts, cyber experts. Yes, cyber experts. But you can't work from home. You got to come into the office. Sorry. And communication experts as well. And of course, we're always looking for a good musician. All right? All right? So, again, please look for us after the show. We'll be glad to speak to you about everything that we can offer you or what you can offer us. Moving on. In 1984, Claude T. Smith composed the official march of the National Air and Space Museum, which was premiered by the United States Air Force Band, conducted by Colonel Arnold Gabriel. Here is Flight by Claude Smith.
Are you enjoying the concert so far? I thought you might. A lot of things have been said about how great the California Air National Guard is, and this Guard band in particular, so I won't belabor the point. But that piece of music is really hard, and we put that together quickly. Did you like it? So I'm going to go off script and just tell you a very quick and funny anecdote. So that piece was written in 1984, and it is the official march of the Air and Space Museum. And last night I was watching Wonder Woman 1984, and they were in the Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. Coincidence? Probably not. I want to talk to you a little bit about the pride we have to serve and what it means to serve, but I have a feeling some of you in the audience already know a little bit about it. So instead, we're going to play some music now that is dedicated to you, all, those of you who have served and have family members that have served. We're going to play the Armed Forces Medley, otherwise known as the Armed Forces Salute, and there are 6 service songs, which you're going to hear shortly. For some of you, I think it might be the first time you hear this one song, and it's a good one, so I hope you enjoy that. When you hear your service song, would you stand up so that we can recognize you? And if you hear the song of your family or friend, please stand and be recognized, because, ladies and gentlemen, this is your Armed Forces Salute.
The United States Army! United States Marine Corps. United States the United States Navy. United States Coast Guard. There's always more than one. The United States Space Force. Your United States Air Force. Thank you, everyone, for coming. We really appreciate it. We are the 562nd Air Force Band right here out of Port Hueneme, California. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you to Ocean View Pavilion. And thank you to all your support. We really, really love it. You guys have a good night and see you next time.